afternoon, Kolanal present here. I am Dr. A. Nadayapalli, Assistant Professor, SRM, IST, Ramagaram, Chennai. Today I am going to discuss about demand and its determinants and also elasticity of demand and its types. Let us first start with what is meant by demand. So demand we cannot say merely it is a desire. We have to have three essential things: desire, and then purchasing power, and then willingness to purchase. So if I have a desire to buy BMW car, but I am not having a purchasing power or willingness to purchase BMW car, then it will not come under a demand. So demand in economics means demand backed up by enough money to pay for goods demanded. In other words, the desire backed by the willingness to buy a commodity and purchasing power to pay. Hence, desire alone is not enough. So what is demand analysis? Demand analysis means an attempt to determine the factors affecting the demand of a commodity or service and to measure such factors and their influences. So to determine the factors affecting demand and to measure the elasticity of demand and to forecast the demand. So what is law of demand? First let us explain what is the law of demand. So law of demand is if price increases for a particular commodity or a product, the demand for a particular product or commodity decreases. And if price for a commodity decreases, demand for a particular product increases, and vice versa. Other things remaining constant. So it is inversely proportional. If price increases, demand for a particular product decreases. If price decreases, demand for a particular product increases. So it is inversely proportional. That is what given in this slide. The law of demand is known as the first law in demand. Law of demand shows the relation between price and quantity demanded of a commodity in the market. In other words, law of demand states that people will buy more at lower prices and buy less at higher price, while other things remaining the same. An increase in the price of a commodity will decreases the quantity demanded of that commodity, and decrease in the price will increase the demand of that commodity. So the relationship, as I told earlier, it is inverse or negative relationship between price and demand. So individual demand growth. This is the example given. Quantity demand of apples in individual scale. So if you see this slide, price of an apple 14 in rupees it is mentioned, quantity demanded is 1, and if price decreases 12 and the quantity demanded is increases to 2, and price of apple is 10 and quantity demanded is 3, price of apple is 8 and quantity demanded is 4. So if you see this quantity individual demand schedule, if price decreases, quantity increases. So this is what we have seen in law of demand. So assumptions to the law of demand. So there should be no change in consumers' taste and preferences. Income should remain constant. Price of other goods should not change. There should be substitute for the commodity. The commodity should not confer any distinction, that is homogeneous product. The demand for the commodity should be continuous. So these are the assumptions to the law of demand. So demand basically, law of demand basically based on price of demand and also income and also substitute products. It is all based upon this. So what are the exceptions to the law of demand? So what are the exceptional cases to the law of demand? So given goods means we can say it as inferior goods. For example, let us say A given good describes an inferior good that as the price increases, demand for the product increases. So what we have seen in demand is if price increases, demand decreases. What we have seen in a law of demand. But exception to this law of demand is price increases, demand for that particular product increases. For that example is during the Irish potato famine of the 19th century, potatoes were considered a given goods. So potato were the largest staple in the Irish diet. So as the price rose, it had a large impact on income. People responded by cutting out on luxury goods such as meat and vegetables and instead bought more potatoes. Therefore, as the price of potatoes increased, so did the quantity demanded. So here in this case, Irish potato famine they have given as an example. Potato price increases, they are buying because they are used to it. They like very much to potato. So instead of buying meat and vegetables, they are buying given goods. So this is the exception to the law of demand. So next exception to law of demand is expectation of change in the price of commodity. So if we expect the price change, for example, you take petrol, if it is going to change in the midnight, so there will be a long queue. We have seen. So that is what given in this slide. If an increase in the price of a commodity causes household to expect the price of a commodity to increase further, they may start purchasing a greater amount of the commodity even at the presently increased price. Similarly, if the household expects the price of the commodity to decrease, it may postpone its purchases. Thus, some argue that the law of demand is violated in such cases. So next one, basic or necessary goods. For example, medicine, we have to buy whatever may be the increase in price. Medicine we have to buy. So necessary goods all we have rice or we have to buy whatever may be the price rise. So that is what given in this slide. The goods which people need no matter how much the price is or basic or necessary goods. Medicines covered by insurance are a good example. An increase or decrease in the price of such a good does not affect its quantity demanded. So next topic, determinants of demand. So what are the points? Determinants of demand. We are going to see what are the determinants of demand. So the demand of a product is influenced by a number of factors. An organization should properly understand the relationship between the demand and each determinant to analyze and estimate the individual and market demand of a product. So the demand for a product is influenced by various factors such as price, consumers' income and growth of population, etc. For example, the demand for apparel changes with change in fashion and tastes and preferences of consumers. The extent to which these factors influence the demand depends on the nature of a product. An organization, while analyzing the effect of one particular determinant on demand, needs to assume other determinants to be constant. This is due to the fact that if all the determinants are allowed to differ simultaneously, then it would be difficult to estimate the extent of change in demand. So first determinant of demand is price. So consumer prefer to purchase a product in a larger quantity when the price of the product is less. The price demand relationship marks a significant contribution in oligopolistic market where the success of an organization depends on the result of price war between the organization and its competitors. So first determinant of demand is price. If price increases, the demand for a particular product decreases. So if price decreases for a particular product, demand for a particular product increases. This is the first determinant of demand. So next one, income. So depending upon the income, people will buy the particular product. If a person's salary increases, he buy luxurious goods. But if salary is not increased, actually salary not increased, then he will not buy the particular product. That is what given in this slide. So constitutes one of the important determinants of demand. The income of a consumer affects his or her purchasing power, which in turn influences the demand for a product. Increase in the income of a consumer would automatically increase the demand for products by him or her, while other factors are constant and vice versa. For example, if the salary of Mr. X increases, then he may increase the pocket money of his children and buy luxurious items for his family. This would increase the demand of different products from a single family. The income-demand relationship can be analyzed by grouping goods into 4 categories, namely essential consumer goods, inferior goods, normal goods, and luxury goods. So the relationship between the income of a consumer and each of these goods is explained as follows. Essential or basic consumer goods. If it is essential goods, we have to buy the goods. So it is what given in this slide. Refer to goods that are consumed by all the people in the society. For example, food grains, soap, oil, cooking fuel, and clothes. The quantity demanded for basic consumer goods increases with increase in the income of a consumer, but up to a fixed limit, while other factors are constant. And then normal goods. Refer to goods whose demand increases with increase in the consumer's income. For example, goods such as clothing, vehicles, and food items are demanded in relatively increasing quantity with increasing consumer's income. The demand for normal goods varies due to different rate of increase in consumer's income. And then inferior goods. So this refers to goods whose demand decreases with increase in the income of consumers. For example, a consumer would prefer to purchase wheat and rice instead of millet and cooking gas instead of kerosene, with increase in his or her income. In such a case, millet and kerosene are inferior goods for the consumer. However, these two goods can be normal goods for people having lower level of income. Therefore, we can say that goods are not always inferior or normal. It is the level of income of consumers and their perception about the needs of goods. Next one, luxury goods. These are some of the determinants. So refer to goods whose demand increases with increase in consumers' income. Luxurious goods are used for the pleasure and esteem of consumers. For example, expensive jewelry item, luxury cars, antique paintings and wines, and air travel. So taste and preferences of consumers. So it also plays a major role in influencing the individual and the market demand of a product. The taste and preferences of consumers are affected due to various factors such as lifestyle, customs, common habits, and change in fashion, standard of living, religious values, age, and sex. A change in any of these factors leads to change in the tastes and preferences of consumers. Consequently, consumers reduce the consumption of old products and add new products for their consumption. For example, if there is change in fashion, consumers would prefer new and advanced products over old-fashioned products, provided differences in prices are proportionate to their income. So next one, price of related goods. So it is also called substitute product. If price of a coffee increases, we will prefer a tea. That is substitute product. And complementary goods means refer to goods that are consumed simultaneously or in combination. For example, pen and ink, car and petrol, tea and sugar are used together. it is given in this slide. So refer to the fact that the demand for a specific product is influenced by the price of related goods to a greater extent. Related goods can be of two types, namely substitutes and complementary goods, which are explained as follows. So substitute refers to goods that satisfy the same need of consumers but at a different price. For example, tea and coffee, jowar and bajra, and groundnut oil and sunflower oil are substitutes to each other. The increase in the price of a good results in increase in the demand of a substitute with low price. Therefore, consumers usually prefer to purchase a substitute if the price of a particular good get increased. So complementary goods, as explained earlier, refer to goods that are consumed simultaneously or in combination. So next one, expectations of consumers. So it implies that expectations of consumers about future change in the price of a product affect the demand for that product in the short term. For example, if consumers expect that the price of petrol would rise in the next week, then the demand for petrol would increase in the present. On the other hand, consumers delay the purchase of product whose prices are expected to be decreased in future, especially in case of non-essential products. Apart from this, if consumers anticipate an increase in their income, this would result in increase in demand for certain products. Moreover, the scarcity of specific products in future would also lead to increase in the demand in present. Then, effect of advertisement. So refers to one of the important factors of determining the demand for a product. Effective advertisement are helpful in many ways, such as catching the attention of consumers, informing them about the availability of a product, demonstrating the features of the product to potential consumers, and persuading them to purchase the product. Consumers are highly sensitive about advertisement, as sometimes they get attached to advertisements endorsed by their favorite celebrities. So if it is favorite celebrities, it will affect. This results in the increased demand for a product. So growth of population, this is also one of the factors. So acts as a crucial factor that affect the market demand of a product. If the number of consumers increases in the market, the consumption capacity of consumers would also increase. Therefore, high growth of population would result in the increase in the demand for different products. So distribution of income in the society. So we all have a different income. So that is also one of the factors. So influences the demand for a product in the market to a larger extent. If income is equally distributed among people in the society, the demand for products would be higher than in case of unequal distribution of income. However, the distribution of income in the society varies widely. This leads to the high or low consumption of a product by different segments of the society. For example, the high income segment of the society would prefer luxury goods, while the low income segment would prefer necessary goods. In such a scenario, demand for luxurious goods would increase in the high income segment, whereas demand for necessity goods would increase in the low income segment. So next one is elasticity of demand. So in law of demand, what we have seen is if price increases, demand for a particular product decreases. But in elasticity of demand, we will see the degree of responsiveness, the change in price, how much it is affecting the quantity demanded. So how much, that is what is called elasticity of demand. So this concept explains the relationship between a change in price and the consequent change in quality demanded. In a nutshell, it shows the rate at which changes in demand take place. Elasticity of demand can be defined as the degree of responsiveness in quantity demanded to a change in price. Thus, it represents the rate of change in quality demanded due to a change in price. So there are mainly three types of elasticity of demand. One is price elasticity of demand, another one is income elasticity of demand, and another one is cross elasticity of demand. So these are the three main elasticity of demand types. So in the formula it is given as EP equal to proportionate change in quantity demanded by proportionate change in price. Price elasticity in demand measures the change in quantity demanded to a change in the price. It is the ratio of percentage change in quantity demanded to a percentage change in price. So these are the types of price elasticity of demand. Perfectly elastic demand, perfectly inelastic demand, relatively elastic demand, relatively inelastic demand, and inelastic demand. So first one is perfectly elastic demand. So in x-axis we can take quantity demanded, and then in y-axis price we can take the line is horizontal to the x-axis. Demand curve is horizontal. So if when a small change in price, if any changes in price leads the quantity to infinite, so that is what it is given in this slide. When the small change in price leads to infinite change in quantity demanded, so infinity, it is called perfectly elastic demand. In this curve is a horizontal line as given below. Next one, perfectly inelastic demand. So in this case, even a large change in price falls to bring about a change in quantity demanded. That is, the change in price will not affect the quantity demanded, and the quantity remains the same. So for example, let us take gold or diamond. If the prices increases, also people will buy the particular product to show their prestige. So that is what the line is given as vertical. If price increases also, demand for the particular product will also increases. Next one, relatively elastic demand. Here, a small change in price leads to very big change in quantity demand. If the price varies in a small quantity also, it will reflect in the quantity demanded is very high. That is what we call it relatively elastic demand. And next one is relatively inelastic demand. Here, quantity demanded changes less than proportionate to change in the price. So if price changes largely, quantity demanded is less. A large change in price leads to a small change in quantity demanded. So in this case, demand curve will be steeper. So last one is unity elastic demand. So here the change in the demand is exactly equal to the change in the price. When both are equal, the elasticity is said to be